Hello everyone, welcome to week 3 of POL 310, Environmental Policy. For this week, I'd like to offer a quick suggestion about the discussion questions. Now when you construct an argument, remember that it needs to be substantiated by supporting documentation. To help you on your way, I have provided a list of sources from the Resources section found under the Week 3 tab. At the same time, if you can find credible material outside these resources which serves to better substantiate your arguments and answer the discussion questions effectively, then by all means use those outside sources. Finally, remember that to answer each question effectively, you will usually have to include multiple sources. At the same time, I understand that you are busy people who must balance school, work, and family. To that end, as you review the material in preparation for answering the discussion questions, I would suggest that you focus your attention on 2 to 3 sources that you feel are best able to back up your views. I urge you to use some mixture of readings and multimedia sources such as videos as you provide your answers. Now the initial post to discussion question 1, e-waste, has 3 parts to the question that need to be answered, and this is for your initial post. First, you need to describe how local, state, and federal policies currently address the issue of e-waste. Second, you should explain 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses of local, state, and/or federal hazardous e-waste disposal policies. And third, you should also provide 1 action that individuals can take to positively influence policymaking in regard to dealing with e-waste. Now by contrast, the initial post to discussion question 2, energy, has 4 parts to the question that need to be answered. First, you should identify 3 different renewable energy sources and describe 1 economic, 1 political, and 1 environmental challenge associated with each of these renewable energy sources. Second, you should also compare supply side and demand side issues related to each of the 3 renewable energy sources. Third, you also need to describe 1 potential future economic, 1 political, and 1 environmental challenge for each source. And finally, you must predict what has to happen in order to make renewable energy the major energy source for Americans in the next 50 years. Now I'd like to shift to provide some advice about the paper assignment. This week's paper assignment will give you an opportunity to create a detailed outline of your final paper that can be reviewed by me. The feedback I provide will help you create a polished final product for your final paper. Remember to review the final paper instructions in week 5. Then view the sample outline from the Ashford Writing Center. Now it states that the thesis statement is the last 1 to 3 sentences of the introduction in that sample paper outline. However, that is incorrect. In constructing the outline for this assignment, make sure you follow the final paper outline provided under the Week 3 Assignment tab. And in that, please remember the thesis statement must be 1 sentence in length, and it is the last sentence of the introduction. Again, for this assignment in this class, please remember the thesis statement must be 1 sentence in length, and it is the last sentence of the introduction. And that is for the final paper. In addition, for each of the main points in the outline, sections 2 through 5, create a topic sentence that will introduce the main points of that section. Also make sure that your main points are supported by sources that are put in APA format. For this assignment, select an environmental issue that interests you. Your options include the following: energy, solid and hazardous waste, public land use, climate change, and international environmental policy. Now please note that air quality and water issues are not topics for the final paper because you wrote a short paper during week 2 which focused on one of those 2 policy areas. So you cannot, in the final paper, write about air quality or water issues. You've already done that in the first. The issues you can look at are again energy, solid and hazardous waste, public land use, climate change, and international environmental policy. Select one of those issues. The outline must be roughly 2 to 3 pages in length, excluding the title page and the reference page, and it must be formatted according to APA style as outlined in the Ashford Writing Center. You must also use at least 4 scholarly resources, at least 3 of which must be found in the Ashford University Library, in addition to the textbook to support your claims. Also cite your resources in text and on the reference page. For information regarding APA samples and tutorials, visit the Ashford Writing Center within the Learning Resources tab on the left-hand navigation toolbar. Finally, carefully review the grading rubric for the criteria that will be used to evaluate your assignment. Good luck, and I look forward to working with you in the future again. Thanks!